Hi, welcome to Happy Hour with Ruth.
And Roxy.
Anyway, what are you drinking?
I was just going to ask.
Oh my God, that's funny. Okay.
I am drinking a hazy IPA.
It is hazy.
Yep. And I have been really into this lately since we had a birthday party at a local pub in Langley called Locality, and it's one of these outdoor places. They bring in food trucks, but the kids can run. You can bring your dogs if you want.
Awesome.
So it was a birthday party for one of our nephews, and I had one of their hazies, and I loved. It was a really hot day, and it was just perfect. And since then, I've been on a mission to find other hazy IPAs.
Oh, that's awesome.
This one is from Nelson Brewing.
Yeah.
And this is what it's called. Okay.
Hang on. Valhalla?
Yes. When I was in the liquor store, I saw that and I went, hazy pale ale, but vanilla flavored. That's weird. Well, I got to try it,
Yeah.
And I came home and I showed it to Ray and I said, do you want to have a taste of this? Like, what do you think? And he's like, well, vanilla, that's a little weird. We both read it wrong.
That's
and I totally
funny.
Understand why I do. I can't see where beans these days, but Valhalla, vanilla. Anyway, it's lovely. What are you drinking?
That's pretty good. I'm drinking a Sunrock Red Meritage that I don't know how it got in my house, but here it was. And I'm doing it. And this will have to be for the people, although I haven't switched anything over just to audio. But I have a shark glass because Shark Week starts tonight.
Ooh.
So that's in honor of that. I probably would have had a beer if it was like the beverage choice, but I had the glass and, it's Shark Week.
Yep. You got it.
But yes, but it is a nice wine. I'm going to keep it. I don't personally remember buying this, but that doesn't mean because I go in and buy like 4 or 5 reds at a time that are random.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I could have, or because somebody could have brought it to dinner.
Have you got the bottle? Can we see the label?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, Sunrock Red. Oh, that looks familiar.
Yeah. And so it's from, it's the Okanagan Valley.
Okay.
So no, it's good. It's very good. It would be really nice with a meal.
Yeah. The Okanagan Wine Club has an offering this week that I'm interested in. I don't know if you saw it.
I didn't see it. I'll have to go look.
It's got some rosés, and it's got a rosé white pack, and then it's got a red pack. And I might just get both because they're very reasonable. They're all like $25.
Yeah.
And they look like I like rosés.
Yeah.
And the white looks good in the reds.
Who was it? Who do you remember?
Lochinworth.
Oh, they're good.
Lochinworth, yeah. I remember them.
Yeah, I've had them before.
Yeah. So I think
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when I thought about, because when I opened, actually the wine was open because our friends were here for Saturday night dinner.
Oh, hold on. Cut all that out.
So the wine, because we had our friends here, it was open. But when I was thinking about it, I was thinking, I take red wine more seriously. I was thinking like it wouldn't cross my mind. Like I'd go get a beer without thinking on a sunny afternoon. But pouring red wine in the afternoon feels either incredibly reckless or incredibly grown up, and I don't know which. But it was funny, like, because beer seems like this easy cash drink, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking about what are the things that you attach to that, like real champagne, the expensive champagne seems to me like you need a celebration, even if the celebration is just it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like it feels like you need something. Yeah. Whereas the bubbles we have are like, just the bubbles we have, and it feels like bubbles. They feel like more like not beer, like they're different than beer, but it's more like, oh, that's my steady.
Oh, exactly. And to me, when I open that, it elevates whatever I'm doing, wherever I'm doing it, to a little mini celebration. Even though it's just
that's good.
It's very what's the word I'm looking for? Entry friendly. What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that, but I know what you mean. Like, it's
not expensive.
That's quite interesting, and it is really good. So again, another shout out to I was going to say, is it Stoneboat or Stonehouse?
It's Stoneboat.
Oh my head! But I do have to tell you now that we're talking about this, and I mean, I have my shark glass today for a reason, but I'm sitting with our friend Carmen and her husband, and they're quite involved. They're Filipino, but they're quite involved in the Catholic Church, and it's Filipino Catholic, which is quite community minded and stuff, right? So he comes quite often, and we talk a lot about God, right?
Ooh.
And we talk a lot about my feeling about organized religion, right, which has nothing to do that I believe in, the universe, God, and I even kept calling God she yesterday on the other day, and he was doing the he, and we had a lot. Like it was like he's easy to talk to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because he's like, I don't know, that's just the pronoun I use. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm right.
Yeah.
So good for him, because to me he's in a much more organized religion than I thought could take that kind of thing.
Right.
But we're having conversation, and it was only my second glass of, and it was bubbles, so it's not like anything. And I've got my glass from Africa, and I'm talking, and all of a sudden it flies out of my hand and smashes on the ground. And I was like, okay,
You're possessed.
if I knocked it, I didn't knock it that hard. And what the heck just happened? And I was like, God just got mad at me for whatever I said. And he was like, God's not going to do that. And it was like, yeah, I think God was just like, smarten up.
That's
But
funny.
it was, so I broke it, which is heartbreaking, but we're planning to go back. I'll get another. But honestly, I swear, it was in my hand, and then it was on the ground. And I had only just poured my second glass. So it wasn't like I could blame that I was really tipsy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, man, it was one of those where I must have said something just a little too cheeky. Okay, and do you want to hear my next adventure?
Yes. Always.
So we're getting ready, and I came out here to do the podcast, and Paul's trying to talk to me about going to Italy, which I've had my fingers in for months. And now he's like, so will we take this tour at noon, or will we do it? And it's like, I don't have anything in front of me. I don't know. I have to, anyway, that's my little, but on this trip, I've decided that I'm going to pack like I only have a carry-on. And I'm saying this publicly. I'm throwing down the gauntlet, if that's the right thing to use, cliche to use. And I'm saying I might take a bigger bag because I'm sure to bring things home.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not, but I'm going to pack in a carry-on, and I might put that into a bigger, but I just don't want big heavy luggage, because we're in Rome, and then we're in a small town in Umbria whose name Alerona, with going to see Liz at Six Keys, and then we're in Florence, and I don't want to drag a bag because we will be taking the train, right? And so I don't want to drag a big heavy bag, and so I decided to say that, and anybody I've said it to just laughs.
Well,
So,
I mean,
like you,
I smiled. I think you can do it, but I don't think you
you
would.
might have smirked. But
I've seen you pack things.
so but that's just it. And I think that's like one of the things that started. First of all, I think it might be a funny series for us to do, because I'm going to start showing my lists of things I want to bring, and then as I pare it down and do all the things. But I also thought, like, when you're traveling, it's not just somewhere. It's not like from Vancouver, say, to over here, where either I'm going to have it or we can get it somewhere, right? But when you're traveling, what are the things you have to have in your suitcase? Do you have anything specific? And then after that, the one random thing that you always pack that you never use.
Am I supposed to answer that?
Yes.
Yes, she says. What is the one thing that I always pack? So the first thing that I always pack is charging cords. I have a panic about, because I always read my Kindle before bed, and I always listen to my iPod while I'm in bed sleeping. And so I swap my Kindle or my iPod and my phone out, to charge my iPod during the day and my phone at night. So I need they use the same charging cord. So I always make sure those are there, because if that doesn't happen, well, then I got to go buy a whole new system.
It's all gone to crap, right?
It's all gone to crap. Yes, it's all gone to crap, and that's
a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know. I am a little set in my ways, as they say, I guess.
Yeah. But that's a good one.
When we went to Greece and Italy, I packed clothes that I never wore.
Yeah.
I bought clothes and packed them that I never wore.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to avoid that.
But and that's what we're going to learn, right? Because it is exactly, and I think that's it. Now I think packing your electronic cords and stuff, that's a brilliant thing. I'm trying to think of something that that I always pack and mostly I can think of stuff I take that I don't use. I can't really think of the things I pack because cords is one of them, although that's usually I shove it in my purse on my way out the door. I see the look of panic on your face. But like I always pack way too much jewelry. Like I'm gonna wear every outfit.
Yeah.
And for a while I carried around this hand steamer with me and I never steamed a stinking thing on any trip. Like that steamer's probably gone to more countries than most people. And it's like, but it makes you wonder like what it is that overcomes you. Like what takes over your brain when a suitcase opens up.
I live my life from day to day, but it's not going to be the same in Greece. So it has to be completely different.
What if I need this?
Yeah.
What if I need that?
Well, and I remember thinking, well, I can't wear my normal clothes because I'm on holidays. I have to dress up. I have to look picture worthy for everything. And in fact, you know what? I need to be comfortable. I need to be in my own life, in my own world. And so I definitely packed more things than I needed to. But I also got some nice pictures with me in clothes that don't look like I'm gardening or, sitting in front of my computer like usual,
No, and that's true. That's I think it's true. And we were on a cruise, which means you dressed up for dinner at night, right? Kind of.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That time. But it is kind of like when you think about the panic, it's like, well, what if I need this?
Yeah.
And it's like, will you though?
Mm-hmm.
What if I need this egg beater that's been in my drawer that I've never touched before? But oh my gosh, what if I need it somewhere? Right.
Well, and then there's things that you have and you're like, oh, I've never used this, but this would be so good for travel. I have a little it's a little holder for your phone, like a little plastic holder that goes around your neck, and it's waterproof. And I got it in San Diego. And we ended up going, I met a friend there and we did a little kayaking trip.
Yeah.
And I bought it then because you can take pictures through the plastic, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is so great. If I'm walking around as a tourist, maybe it's rainy, maybe I don't want to hold my phone.
Yeah.
Maybe it can hold like my hotel key, other things like that. Yeah, I promptly lost it when I came home from San Diego, and I've never once used it for anything else.
That's funny.
And it would be really useful.
It is useful.
I actually did find it when we moved. I found it.
Oh, that's funny. You found it. So now you have it.
Yeah. Now I have it. Yes. And now we're not traveling for a couple of years. So, great.
But so even when you think like the other thing is shoes. So I just actually got a pair because I needed a pair like of good walking sneakers, that kind of thing. And I think they're Vesties and they have a Canadian flag because I really want people to know I'm Canadian.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Vesties are supposed to be good. I want to hear more about those.
Yeah. But it's like after when I was thinking that and it was like, okay, we'll be there in December, I have a pair of really comfortable boots. I was thinking, okay, maybe those. And I like shoes, but I'm not really a shoe person because I've had friends say to me, well, I brought like 7 pairs of shoes. And it was like, did you wear them all? And some people do. I mean, I don't, but like shoes is not what takes up my space. But I would think, well, I'd have to wear the boots on the plane because I don't want to pack the boots and that's a lot of space in my little carry-on.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those, like for some people it's shoes and for some people it's jewelry. For some people it's too much clothes. For some people I think they bring a lot of makeup.
Yeah.
Right? Or like it, but it is interesting what becomes important to people and how do you pare it down? Because honestly, when you think about it, I do it here. I have a lot of, I keep giving away clothes and I still have too many. And it's like I do it and it's like I love it, but I don't wear it. Like, and so there's a difference between liking something and it coming into to working for your life.
Yeah. Does it come into the regular rotation?
Yeah.
Right. And I was thinking about that the other day because we're planning to renovate our closet. And I was thinking, okay, so I got to take all these clothes out of here. We just moved them. And I pared down a fair bit. I didn't pare down as much as you did, but like I've got all these things. I see them. But what is the laundry that I'm doing every week? What is the laundry I'm doing? Am I washing any of those things? No, I'm not, which means I'm not wearing them, which means why do I have them? Which means do we need to do a closet rental? Because maybe our closet's big enough already.
Well, it's a whole, but that, like, the other thing is it's like, you think about this and then it's like, oh, but I could do this in here, but then I'd have to clean over here and then I got to do this first. And then it turns into this like loopy thing where everything's chaos.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
do you want to know what we just did today?
Yes.
I use the word
afraid to hear.
Lightly. My husband Ray, who is apparently a handyman these days, he installed our wine fridge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He took out one of the boxes. I mean, it's an end, but it was that. So the end where like our dishwasher is, and then there was one of those crisscross racks of wine holders. He took that out because it's the exact right size.
Right.
And last night when he said he was going to do it, I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to see that happen. That's going to. I love that wine fridge, and if that gets damaged, or if the cabinet and the countertop gets damaged, well then what? Like, we want to do a kitchen renovation, but we don't want to be forced to do one before we're ready. So I was possibly a little more negative than I needed to be about that, but I was tired. And so this morning, we got up and Ray said, so how are you feeling about the wine, me installing the wine fridge today? And I said, just do it. Because last night when I said, he's like, well, I'm not going to do it if you have that attitude, because then if something goes wrong, it'll just be an I told you so moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good that he asked again this morning, though. Good for him.
Yep. And I said, okay, I'm just going to like not watch, because he was very confident about it. And man, he is the king of watching YouTube videos these days, because he's like, oh no, I know exactly how to disassemble this and take this apart. Anyway, so he got it out. He got the wine fridge in there. The thing works. I think he even put the side panel on so you can't see the metal end of it. So bonus.
That's impressive.
Yep. And now he's having a nap.
Okay, so let's talk about the work you're doing. I saw Leanne put out a fabulous little promo, right, about all of you. So tell us a bit about that.
Well, it's going quite well. She's, I think we've mentioned before on other podcasts, she got the rights back to a series that had begun. A publisher was going to start publishing. Well, they published the first book, but then the rest of the books in the series, they were going to push back their publication date so long that they offered her the chance to just get the rights back and do them herself. So that's what she's doing.
And so this is Leanne Knowles, we should say.
This is Leanne.
We'll put links and stuff.
Yeah, she writes as Leanne Edwards. And,
Leanne Edwards. Sorry, Leanne. I gave it all away.
So book one is out, and it was only out with a publisher for about a month, I think. So it didn't really make much of a splash. So we've got it out again now. The second one is up for pre-order, which I've never done that before. I don't think any of my books have been available for pre-order. And I certainly didn't do that myself. That they've all been with publishers.
That's interesting though, hey, to have it up. So if somebody wanted to, they would start now with the first book.
Yeah.
Right. And then by the time the second book is out, they're probably getting through the first book. And so then the second book is coming soon, right?
Yeah. August 21st it launches.
Oh, good. So, really soon.
Yeah, really soon. Well, I had already edited it. Like it was mostly done. So, so that one was ready to go. She's working on book 3. So I'm going to put book 3 and book 4 up for pre-order soon too. But those will be, January 31st, we're going to do book 3. And then April 30th for book 4. So that gives us a bit of time in there. But the covers are done. The stories
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm on this, this side of the desk now for this, and putting it up for pre-order has been pretty smooth, I think. So if anybody orders and downloads the book and has a problem, please tell me so I can figure out what's going wrong.
Well, and I'm thinking, and here we'll put a bit of public pressure on Leanne, and maybe she'd like to come on next podcast or so and talk about the books, because I have questions. I got questions because I want to know how do you create these worlds, and I know that we have to suspend disbelief, but you make them believable enough to suspend disbelief, because it can't just be random, magical things tossed in like a soup. There's so much to it. So it would be really good between the two of you to maybe I get to ask some questions of that, not in your role as my podcast partner, but in your role as the publisher and editor, is to have you two and have a little bit of conversation. Because I think, especially for those who sort of like the fantasy, spiritual, that kind of stuff, the magic world, it's like to understand the logic that goes behind it, which doesn't make sense, right?
Totally, but I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, her world building, and this is a genre I don't normally read. I haven't really read a lot of that. I don't dislike it though, because I've read the I love dystopian stuff. So that's an element, that's usually a futuristic element of
also usually really sad and scary. So, that kind of tells us
I do
something
like the
about
dark
you.
stuff. Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. But hers are mostly medieval set, or in this case, time. There's a lot of
Yeah.
time travel involved,
About
and
that.
she knows her Celtic mythology. Holy
Yeah.
cow! So that stuff comes
Yeah.
into it. I love
No,
that.
that's good. So we'll have to see. Pressure.
Hmm.
I would, because these are questions I would like to ask the two of you. So
Yeah,
that could be, that could be something, especially with the book coming out.
yeah, yeah.
But
That's a good
but
idea.
yes. Okay, so let's talk about your reads. What have you been reading? As she's drinking beer, of course, I
As
say
I'm
this, so
drinking beer. Well, I have two books to talk about. One is a book that okay. So one of the things I said when we moved to this house is I'm going to try to start reading fiction during the day. So I don't sit down and relax easily. I can sit down and frown at the computer for straight hours. But to sit down and actually relax, sit outside, especially with our lovely backyard and the sound
Yeah,
of the waterfall and all that. I said, okay, I've got so many books, and most of them I've read, but I haven't read all of them. And and at night I read on my digital device because that's easy to do at night.
yeah,
But in the daytime I can sit and I can hold a heavy book and
yeah,
read it. So I said, okay, I'm going to start reading paper books
yeah.
during the day because that is a good thing to do with my aging brain in the new house that we're trying to get this retirement mindset going. So anyway,
Right.
I'm currently reading a book called Magdalene by Margaret George, and it is about Mary Magdalene, but
Yeah,
it's historical fiction imagined, right? So I love this stuff, and obviously, having grown up immersed in the Christian worldview, I know of Mary Magdalene. But this is like, what could her life have been? Let's imagine.
yeah,
So the history, the historical research that this author has done to make sure that everything surrounding this story is accurate is brilliant and so in depth. So I'm only about halfway through it right
yeah.
now. But that's what I'm
Right.
reading. So I'll update you because that reading goes slow,
Yes.
whereas the night reading is like, whoop.
Yeah. Okay,
Uh,
but let's just go. So do you go sit out on your beautiful deck? Like I just want paint us a picture. Like have you been and at first are you kind of scheduling yourself to do it so it becomes habit?
I am. It's more like I'm leaving the book on a coffee table in the living room.
Okay.
And it's a big book, so I
Yeah.
can't really ignore it. So it's just sitting there. And when I'm at a loose end, so
Wait, are you saying it's a coffee table book? Okay, I'm funny. Come on, admit it. I'm funny.
well done, well done.
Okay.
So I'm not. It's not like it happens every day,
Yeah.
but instead of sitting down and playing another game of solitaire, I'm like, ooh, okay, I'm at a bit of a loose end right now. I'm going to sit and read my book for an hour.
Good for
So that's
you.
what I'm doing. So if it's not, if it's too hot, then I'll stay inside.
Yeah.
But often it's just perfect, and I'll sit outside
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
yeah, just in the sun and enjoy
That's
it.
good. But you just said something there that because we've been talking for the for the crew, the community to know is like we've been talking about getting some sort of regular segments. I think the retirement mindset might be one that we could add to that when you said that
Mm-hmm.
because like I just wrote a blog post that will be up by the time this airs and it's about I don't know what the fuck is happening to me, but something is here
But
and
it's good.
it is good, but it's also like so just so you guys don't the blog will be up. I hope some of you have read it already. Like nothing wrong, but it's like I don't know, I laugh and I smile and I'm happy and I stare at birds and and my first thing in the morning is I get to go sit outside and mostly look at stars. It's been a bit overcast like you can tell today. But it's like at one point I was like, what the I did. It was like, what the fuck? What is going on
I
here?
want to
'Cause
just everyone take note. She said she gets up in the morning and she goes out to look at the stars.
yeah, that's fair. Cause and my little place is lit up like Vegas, so it's kind of like I walk out to magic, and then I get the stars are there. Because by the time there's a perfect little non-overlap, is all my twinkle lights go out just before the stars go away. So,
Nice.
but it is one of those where it's like I was always like, what can I do next? How can I do it? And my brain's not working that way anymore.
Mm.
And I don't know what happened.
That is magical. That is magical. Yeah. I'm very
Yeah,
proud of you because
thank you.
that
I'm still a
was
little
not,
suspicious.
yeah, that was not the Creekside Ruth I knew.
No,
This is Island Ruth.
it is Island Ruth, but retirement mindset. I think it's an
Yeah,
interesting thing
I like
because
that.
for some, it's something that they've got the day in mind. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And
Yeah.
you know when you're going to leave. And for others, those of us who are kind of meandering into it and won't ever
Hmm.
truly 100% stop
Hmm.
something,
Hmm.
like it's like how much alike are we and how different? And how
Hmm.
are you approaching it? And if you've
Hmm.
been doing it for a while, what's that mean?
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? And if you're just new to it, are you having the same crazy thoughts I'm having? You know, like I
Hmm.
think it'd be interesting to hear from our community what that
Hmm.
means and
Yeah.
also what it means about how we grew up, what was
Yeah.
expected. Like nobody ever talked about retirement to me.
Like when I was at home growing up, we were mostly around my dad's family, and the majority of those, the brothers, my uncles, were all farmers.
They
So
never retire.
how does a farmer retire? Well,
Yeah,
they
that's just it.
do. They do. They sell their
Right.
farm,
Yeah.
then they move to town.
When you said they sell the farm, my head got it mixed up with, oh, he bought the farm, which
Uh-huh.
means, right? And when you
Yep.
said that, it was like, is that
Is
farm?
that a euphemism?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's just it. Like they do, but then their life really changed, right?
Yeah.
Because all of
Oh,
a sudden it's
that's
not even
dramatic
just
then.
retirement. It's like
Yeah.
I live in a condo in the city,
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
right?
big deal. That's a big deal. And then my two aunts, one was a teacher, one was a nurse, so they had union jobs, so they
Yeah,
worked until they didn't work, you know.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's different. Both of those things, well, we're more like farmers than we are like union workers, right?
yeah.
Because we
No pension,
yeah, no pension, exactly.
and also you know there's this lingering connection, right?
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
like there's a lingering, and but it is interesting. I mean, it is, and it'd be good to hear from people because I think people probably who have worked for a company for long enough, and that feels like it's a waning breed. There's not a lot of
Yeah.
companies that give pensions anymore, but
Yeah.
but to talk to people who did, how that changed their view of when they retired or why or how.
Hmm.
Right,
Hmm.
like the practical side of it, I think is really interesting, and then there's the emotional side of, huh, this is what it means like to sit still,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I think it could be an interesting segment, and maybe
Yeah.
we can find some guests to come on that can talk to us about their perspective on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love to hear what other
Yeah,
people are saying. I
yeah, and
have,
for sure for the community to come and tell us things like, what
yeah.
don't we know?
Yeah. Yeah. What don't we know? Ooh, Legion. I have one other book recommendation, and
Oh
this
good,
one's
okay,
a,
sorry I interrupted you because your
no,
idea
no,
got me all happy.
this is what we're doing here. Um, I recently finished a book called All the Lonely People by Mike Gale, and it was surprisingly evocative for me. It's the story of an elderly, like in his 80s,
Yeah,
man who was born in Jamaica and then he moves to London, and he's suffered a lot of losses in his life, but he's a very generally he's a funny main character to listen
right,
to, but he's extremely lonely. He doesn't really know it,
right,
because he's grumpy. So
right.
he's like, "Arr, I don't want to answer the door. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to buy anything. Like, arr." So
Yeah,
he's that kind of guy. But he has weekly phone calls with his daughter who works in Australia, and he tells her about his life, and he hasn't seen her for about 5 years. So he's got this elaborate fiction that he's created about these friends of his. And then she says she's coming for a visit.
oh,
He's like, uh-oh, now she's going to find
that's
out that I
awesome.
just sit in my house all day long. So while that's happening, somebody new moves into the flat next to him, and it's a single mom with a little 2-year-old girl. And she is relentless in her desire to befriend him. His name is Hubert. And so her name's Ashley. So Ashley is like, "Oh, Hubert, let me tell you." And she's a nervous chatterer. So she chatters, and he's like closing the door slowly in her face, and she's not noticing.
That's funny.
But she manages to wiggle her way into his life first, and then his heart. And he eventually, so she comes up with a scheme to get rid of loneliness in Bromley is the name of their subdivision,
Yeah.
whatever. And we're going to end loneliness in Bromley because we were all lonely in some way. She was lonely as a newcomer, a single mom.
Yeah.
He's lonely, all these other people. And so that's their quest. They start off on this and they pick up other people along the way. And of course they come into bumps. But as they're discussing, what they're doing, the author is talking about loneliness in the world. And we know there's an epidemic of loneliness.
Right.
The epidemic of male loneliness is everywhere, but it's not just men, it's everywhere. So listen to some of these. Here's a highlight. The loneliest moment in someone's life is when they are watching their whole world fall apart and all they can do is stare blankly. It's just,
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah. And here's another one. It's easy to waste a lot of time trying to think of a perfect solution to a problem, but sometimes the only thing you can do is cross your fingers and have a go. Just
That's
try
a good
something.
one.
Try something.
Yeah,
anything,
that's a
right?
good one.
So it's a very uplifting, a deeply hopeful book.
Oh, that's awesome. I will look at that.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And that's not unlike what we're doing with this podcast, right?
Exactly. That's what made
Right?
me think of it. And the thing that I didn't know when I started reading it that the author is Black. I didn't know that the main character, I mean, he's Jamaican, so you can assume he's Black.
Yeah.
But I learned about something called the Windrush generation. Have you heard of that?
No.
That is I think it was in the 60s or 70s when a generation of Jamaican immigrants arrived in the UK in London with promises of jobs. They needed workers, right? And so these people came over and they call it the mother country, right? Is England. So they come over expecting life to be better because in Jamaica things were kind of dire and they needed to send money back home. But what they didn't realize is that they were coming into a social order that didn't necessarily want them there.
Yeah.
So they suffered a great deal of racism and prejudice and some very rough times. So that's alluded to in this main character's history.
Right. Oh,
So
that's interesting.
again, learn stuff. Yeah. And it's,
Lots of stuff.
it's beautiful, beautiful story that addresses so many social things in a wonderful story.
Yeah. Nope, that's a good one. And we'll put a link there. But yeah, and I think that's like one of those books that's really timely, right?
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
It's and so our guests, Carmen and her husband Mario, they came and they brought us little hostess gifts, which were really lovely but really thoughtful. So he brought something for Paul about golf. I'm not even sure what it is, but he also brought me a book, and it's by this Pope who it's Pope Leo, I think.
I think so.
Right, the American Pope out of Chicago. But it's a book that this Pope wrote about dealing with AI. Right, and the values and the, you know what I mean, like how all that's going to work in the world. So I'm really, but a very thoughtful. And they also brought us this beautiful mango jam from the Philippines because they go back, and so. But it was like wow, this is these are thoughtful gifts. You know what I mean? It was really nice. But I'm excited to read that book, and I'll report back. But yeah, and it's one of those where I want to honor it in the way that he specifically, because he said, I thought you would like this, right? Like here, because you work in technology and all this. And so it was like, I want to take the time to get a cup of tea and sit for a couple hours with it. Okay, so one of our new segments we're talking about are Whisk Takers, which is kind of, it kind of does go to sort of the things that happen in the kitchen. And I can say I've had some real duds in the kitchen. The one time when I made a lemon meringue pie for our friend Briley when she was pregnant, and I guess the cheese curd was runny, so it's runny egg yolk. She can't eat that. As soon as I cut it, it was like, no, right? And poor Briley, like I can make lemon meringue pie in my sleep, right? But I recently did this beautiful blueberry pie, and I've got a great crust recipe from my friend Steven. But you know what? The inside was meh. And it was so disappointing because the blueberries were good. But it was like, inside was like, it tasted good, but there was no magic.
Yeah.
Right? And it was kind of like...
That's so discouraging when that happens. Yeah. I mean, I love pie. I think that is one of my 10 favorite things to eat. Yeah. And blueberry pie is tricky, though, because for me, blueberries are very sweet. So there needs to be some lemon zest, some lemon juice in there. Yeah. And if it's but if you get those proportions wrong, or my mom always used instant tapioca, minute tapioca
Oh, that's a good
for
idea.
thickener,
Yeah.
and you'd see those little
Yeah.
clear beads, but it made the filling really nice.
But that's just it. And like it was, and it tasted like blueberry, but it was like, I never want to put in too much sugar because
Yeah,
that makes my teeth hurt. And I
yeah,
did put in, like, I put in lemon zest and lemon
yeah,
and
yeah,
did all the things. And it must have just been the proportions were off, but it was
yeah.
kind of like meh. And it was like, wow, it's a lot of work.
All that work for
And it was
meh,
like
yeah.
meh. Yeah. It was like,
And yet,
yeah.
you know what? I would still put money on your meh was still better than any pie you might have purchased in a grocery store or a
Okay,
bakery,
but
right?
blueberry pie, like I bought one in a grocery store, not understanding, right? And I bought one, and the texture was awful. The taste, it was tasted like I couldn't even taste blueberry, and it was
No.
like, I will
Well,
try again because it is
yeah.
blueberry season, but I'm going to go to a different recipe or something because whatever one I had, it was just like, and I followed
Yeah.
it exactly, and I never follow anything exactly.
Maybe that's the problem. You didn't put your Ruth magic
I
in it.
didn't. Nope, that's true. But yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely, and but I also think like the whisk takers. It's funny because about the kitchen, but there are other things like you and I are both taking different risks. You went to that gardening thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I did the jewelry making. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
all these things that I think people are trying new things, and it would be really fun to hear about them, right? Good,
Mm-hmm.
fail, flop, or
Mm-hmm.
fantastic,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Because that would be
Yep.
really really good to hear about them. I mean,
I have a funny story for you, a little bit funny, of the when I went to the writing in the garden thing, because that incorporated one of my biggest fears, which is walking into an established social group.
yeah.
Like there's a circle of people, they're all sitting there, they all know each other and they're talking, and then you walk in and you're like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
new. But the host was expecting me, and
yeah.
she
Oh,
brought
that's
me
awesome.
and introduced me, and they mostly knew who I was, and I had met
Right.
some of them anyway, so that was all
Yeah,
fine. And I made a point of chatting with each of the women that was there and getting to know them a little bit, and then
yeah.
the host Catherine came to me at the end, and she said, "Oh, this one woman, Annette, she just left, and as she was leaving, she leaned in and she said, 'I really like that Roxanne Snowpeck. We should have her come back.'"
Oh, that's so cute.
And I
That's
thought,
so
it
nice.
was my Sally Field moment. I'm like, they like me. They
They really
really
like
like
me.
me.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, but doesn't that feel good, right?
Yes, yes.
Like that's just it. Like, and that's what, and I think those are the things too that is like little things that might feel like no risk to somebody can feel huge to someone
Hmm.
else. And just
Hmm.
being able to talk about them, I think, is a good thing like that. Like I don't think anybody would expect that you would be a little shy or intimidated to go in,
Not
right?
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I've learned to compensate, I think, pretty well for that. But inside, I am still that 14-year-old girl who is like, they're gonna see how tall and flat chested and stupid I am.
But
Oh,
that's exactly right. And I bet
right?
you so many more people feel that way. And that's just it. And when you put it out there, it really is one of those things where it's like, it feels like, oh, it isn't just me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's kind of,
yeah.
but yeah, it's.
I try and always think of, I don't know who said it, but the little adage that people don't remember what you say, they remember
How you make them feel.
how you made them feel.
Yeah,
And
Maya Angelou.
is that Maya Angelou?
Yeah,
Oh, it's just brilliant.
yeah,
Because that's, like I am genuinely interested in other people's stories.
yeah,
And I think that in fact, there's nothing that any of us like more than talking about ourselves, right?
yeah,
So when when I'm in the space to listen to someone else's story, like
yeah,
that, it's a win-win. I
yeah,
get to learn about your life, you get to talk about your life.
yeah. No, and that's just it. And that, although when you said everybody likes to talk about themselves, nah. But
Yeah,
we're few
you're a
and
bit of
far
a tough
between.
nut. Yeah.
We're few and far between, but also like I love listening to people. Like, okay, so I do have to tell you a story. So Carmen was telling us she comes from a family in the Philippines, and there were 13 children.
In her
13
family,
children in her family.
13
Yes,
siblings.
yes.
Yikes.
So she said they kind of had them in batches, so they were like generational kids, sort of, right? And then years and years later, her mom got Alzheimer's,
Oh.
right? And so she was living with her sister, and at one point the mom said to her sister, and I was like, this has to be in a book. The mom said to Carmen's sister, to her daughter, right?
Okay.
To the daughter, the mom's daughter, oh, were you my child? And the child said, yes, I was number 12, Mom. And the mom said, how many did I have? Her mom, I would have loved her. Like the story she was telling us about her mom, and it was like she said, even in the depths of Alzheimer's, like her mom would be like sometimes when she moved to an assisted living home, and she would run sneaking around at night after the care workers and scare them, and they would be like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm practicing for when I come back to get you." Like I think, but it was like, when you hear something like that's a magical story, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, and that's what everybody's got those in them, and it's so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And some people are easier than others to pull that stuff out.
Yes.
You are very hard. You are
Because I have nothing interesting to say.
Yeah.
My superpower is listening. So we also have the one thing we're talking about doing is the what the fuck is going on? You have any that made you look around the world and it's like what I mean, I have one that's probably come up in every female conversation at some point, but it's like, why do they make dresses and skirts without pockets?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Everyone alive wants to know.
I know this isn't some brainchild of mine, but it's like, why would you do that to us?
Dresses are I mean, the reason is going to be that it changes the line of the dress, the drape, the flow, how the fabric falls.
I think there's a bigger reason, and back in the day they didn't want them to have them because they used them to pass.
Yeah.
It was the patriarchy. There is
I'm going to look that up right now because you're absolutely right. I remember that conversation.
There's a whole bunch of stuff out there. Like, for example, on my pizza oven and on my barbecue, I can download an app and control it from anywhere. Why do I need to?
Right.
Like, think I'm going to turn my pizza oven on when I'm in Rome?
So when I was a kid, my mom, I can see people doing this. So my mom would set, have you ever used the automatic timer thing on your oven? Like to put something in the oven and then have it come on 2 hours later. Well, my mom
I've done that in my crock pot.
Okay, so my mom used the oven that way all the time because she wanted the oven to turn on so that when we got home from church on Sunday,
it was warm.
The roast would be done, right? Because we always had a roast midday, like lunchtime, or like a bigger meal. But I have never done that, and I never would.
Can you turn yours on like that? I don't even know how I could turn mine on.
It's a delay. It's a delay start. Right, like you just said it. When do you want it to come on? Okay, that's when it's going to come on. But
that happened like a long time ago.
I know.
Back then.
I know. So now you could probably turn your oven on with your phone.
Right.
And I'm like, we do have something that we just bought, some appliance that we just bought. Might be our fridge that is Wi-Fi capable. And I'm like, I don't want to have Wi-Fi connection to my fridge or my oven. Or my coffee maker or anything. Yeah. I just don't.
Yeah. And the other, what the fuck I have is why Donald Trump went to the correspondence dinner when all the awards being given out were being given to people that did investigative pieces that showed what an awful person he is.
Did he even know that?
Who knows?
Would he have noticed that?
Who knows? But it was one of those where it's like, out of all the times to skip it, it should have been this year. Mm-hmm. That they didn't let him go. And I mean, it was a repeat after the supposed assassination attempt, but it was also like, what about those journalists in the room that have had him like hit their personal addresses out? Like, how are they sitting and he's sitting on the dais, right? It's like, that to me was like, what are you doing, foreign correspondence or whatever it's called? Correspondence dinner. Yeah. It's like, what are you doing? But yes.
I have a WTF for you.
Okay.
So in the entranceway in our house, the walls are painted black, right? I don't know if you noticed that when you came in. It's very dramatic. It looks great. It's just one small, and the rest of the house is painted gray. And it works really well. But black is, if you ding it at all, of course you're going to see it because there's drywall underneath it, right? So Ray decided he was going to fix up the dings. He found 2 cans of black paint in the mechanical room downstairs. Yeah. Like, okay, one of these has got to work. No, he put one on and it is absolutely not the right color.
Oh no.
Black. And then he tried the other one, and I think the other one is actually exterior paint. It's not right either. So, okay, must be exterior paint. So the steps, the porch steps are also black. So he goes out with the exterior paint. All right, I'll just fix up all those little dings and marks. Oh, it's not right there either. So we've got two kinds of paint. So what he says is he's going to go to the paint store and he's going to say, I just want black paint, just black. I want black eggshell interior latex paint. And so I had to explain to him how black is like white. We've had this discussion many times over getting white and gray. It's like, you don't just go to the store and ask for white paint, because there's cloud white and there's cotton white and there's linen white and there's a warm white and a cold. I said, black is the same thing. It's not going to be, you can't just buy, well, black is black, isn't it? Like black is no. So we had to get into the scientific definition of black versus the art definition of black.
Of course you did.
Yes. So anyway.
I wish I was there for that discussion. That would have been interesting.
It's really not. It's really much less interesting than you can possibly imagine. But my question is, why did these people paint a color and then not
have any left over?
Not have any left over, and not, like, we keep paint chips from everything.
Yeah.
And then you pass that on. I mean,
that's just it. It goes in like the owner's drawer kind of. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And also, some of the touch-up paint, as we've been going over to touch things up, we're like, oh, they clearly painted this before the drywall tape was dry. Like, because it's all bubbly now. And it's like, okay. And they did. So I'm WTFing all over the place when we're going around doing things. And none of the things are major, but they're indications of, like, you either didn't really know what you were doing, or you very deliberately said, I don't care, WTF, let's just do it like this.
Yeah, I think it was first.
It's become a, add this one to the list of funny things we found out in this house.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's talk. I want to do a lightning round because that was fun.
That was fun.
Okay, so I've got some questions.
Okay.
If you only had a limited amount of money, would you buy another pair of shoes or another book? I know the answer for you.
Probably another. Ooh, boy, I was about to say book, but actually, it's still a book.
Okay. I would have said book for you for sure. Oh, I'd buy a book for sure. Okay, what would you rather eat, a perfect pastry or a perfect pasta?
Oh, a perfect pasta.
Yeah, me too. Window seat or aisle seat?
Aisle seat. I have to be able to have access to the bathroom.
Yeah, I want to say business class seat, and I don't care, but I would take aisle seat. Cook for 6 people or pack for 6 days?
Pack for 6 days. I don't want to do either, but I shouldn't say that. Yeah, you.
Right now, I would say pack for 6 days. I'm not cooking anymore for a while. Okay, a dragon as a pet or a vampire as a neighbor?
A dragon as a pet. I really, really want a dragon. You?
I think I'd like a dragon as a pet because then they're in my control. Mm-hmm. A vampire as a neighbor, I don't have any control over. Mm-hmm. Okay, 1 fabulous outfit or 7 mediocre outfits?
7 mediocre outfits seems to be my style, so that's what I'm going with.
Okay. Well, this one I know about me. Do you get to the airport 3 hours early or arrive with 12 minutes and a prayer?
I am much better than I used to be, but I tend to lean more toward the arrival and a prayer. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 3 hours is like, I'd feel like I needed a prayer. It would be even earlier.
I know, I've traveled with you.
Yeah.
We have to get up when? Because the flight doesn't leave until 5 in the afternoon. We're going to get there at 9 in the morning. Yep. Why?
Yep. Okay, here's another one. Never buy another kitchen gadget or never buy another book?
I'll give up kitchen gadgets.
So would I.
I have lots of those.
I can make anything with a crock pot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so did anything happen this week that you would like to reverse and change around?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Anything that you could share publicly? You know those times when the words come out of your mouth and you're like, no, come back, come back.
Yep. I would say I had a conversation with my husband that we would both like to take back. Actually. Okay. And it ended up fine because we are 38 years into this now and we know how to stand our ground, but also how to afterwards say, you know what, that was kind of a dick move. And it was on both
Right.
of us. So, yep.
Yep. Okay, well, that's good.
Yep.
That's good. I would take back whatever I said to make God mad and she broke my glass.
She had no call to break your glass.
I
It
don't think
wasn't
so
one of your
either. Like,
favorite. It wasn't one of your beaded glasses, was it?
yeah, it was my
What?
beaded glass.
No.
I know.
Oh.
She must be really mad. Or else she was just pay attention, stupid. Like he's
Oh.
telling you something important. I don't know what it was, but
Oh. Do you have more of those?
no.
Just the one?
Yeah, but we're going back next year, so I'll get another one.
Oh,
I can get them to mail me one too if I really wanted to pay insane shipping. It's okay. Not supposed to be attached to material things.
yeah, okay, if you're a good Buddhist, but I'm not. I'm a failed evangelical, so I am very attached to my
Yep.
things.
Nope, I get it. So now we're going to call this section the final pour because I think that's really good. So what are you grateful for that you now today? What are you grateful for that you once might have taken for granted?
Well, I'm going to say I'm grateful for a clean main floor because putting things together, taking things apart, moving things around makes a lot of mess.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then when everything is back to normal, it's like, lack of chaos, how I have missed thee.
Yeah. No, that's a good one, right?
How about you?
I think cooking again because for a while I was like, I don't want to. And now I'm happy doing it, although I'm happy to not be doing it tonight.
Yeah.
Although I'm making deep fried camembert with grape jelly tonight. So, but that's not really
Ooh.
cooking.
Just for you and Paul?
Yes.
Ooh.
Because we have this pretty lettuce. And I'm I could say I'm grateful for the farmers market and I didn't take this one for granted because we haven't been there that long. But I used to take farmers markets for granted. And this one,
Yeah.
like I love going to. But
I
yeah.
have not yet gone to the Maple Ridge Farmers Market, but it's supposed to be good. And
Yeah.
I just have to find a Saturday when I'm free and ready to go. But you know where I did visit actually?
Where?
This is kind of a grateful. I went to the Golden Ears Cheese Crafters.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, and
that's cool.
that's a fun place. Yeah, they have a cafe there. They do stuff like they do events. They
Oh cool.
yeah, they've like paint nights where you can come and have a glass of wine and cheese and paint.
Oh, that would be fun to do.
Yeah, it would be fun. So
Yeah.
and the woman I spoke with there was just, let me show you this and let me show you this.
Oh, that's
and you
awesome,
should
right?
taste this and you should come for this. And she was just lovely, so enthusiastic. So yeah.
Yeah. No, that's pretty good. No, that's pretty good. But it is one of those where again this sort of this new perspective for me is like I'm looking at things differently. And it's like, but really it is kind of like, what's going on, man? Because my brain is reacting differently to things, which is quite interesting. But so what are you looking forward to in the next couple of weeks?
In the next couple of weeks, we're having all our kids over at the same time for a barbecue next weekend, which
nice on the long
at
weekend.
his house. Yeah,
Oh,
so
that's
that'll be nice, and then we're heading out to see you.
That's right. That's a good one.
Yep.
Nope, those are good ones.
Yep. How about you?
Nope, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. I'm looking forward to a quiet weekend coming up, and I have some stuff. I want to sort of get the studio sorted out a little bit. I've got all sorts of jewelry making and painting stuff, and I want to get it organized so that I can actually do it, right, and not be spending all my time organizing it to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so
I can see Chalupa's reflection in the
that's funny.
in the glass behind
He wants
you.
me to pick him up.
He looks like a ghost. It's really kind of.
I know, that's very funny. Yeah, he wants me to pick him up, put him on the doggy bed. I'll do that after we sign off. But yes. And little Scruffy's been just crazy. Like he's so happy here. I don't even know what to do with him. And we didn't go. It was raining this morning, so we didn't take them to the beach. And as we walked by the Jeep, they were both like, "What?
Why not?"
Why
So
not?
you put them in the Jeep and take them to the beach.
Yeah.
And
It's about a 3-minute drive.
Yeah, short
So
drive.
it's not bad.
So how does Scruffy do in the car?
He's getting better.
Okay.
He's still a bit shaky, but less and less. And on the way home, he's not shaky at all.
Yeah.
Right, so he's getting a bit better, and I want to take him to the way farther beach, but it's pretty busy right now, but that's a beach that can go out at low tide for miles.
Oh, yeah.
And that would be really fun to
Well,
take
they would
him to.
love
Ours goes
that.
out, but not quite as far. But yeah.
And that's so perfect for him to
Use his energy.
associate the car with good things, right?
Yeah, and for them to use their energy,
Yeah.
and seashells.
Exactly.
Okay, so what are you grateful for this week, Rox?
I am grateful for kimchi, the Korean condiment that is my latest flavor attachment.
Okay.
What are you
And
grateful for?
well, I want to find out how this happened first.
Well, when I was visiting Megan, my daughter, she said, "Mom, I think you would really like." I was telling her about how sometimes my ulcer acts
Yeah.
up a little bit, and she's like, "Oh, you need more fermented foods." And kimchi
Yeah.
is a fermented vegetable,
Yeah.
and it's very salty and very spicy. It's just
Right. Yeah.
cabbage and daikon radish
Yeah.
and some hot pepper in there.
Yeah.
But then it's like just left to simmer in its own juices. But I had it with I made avocado toast, so sourdough, mashed avocado, some kimchi, and then a fried egg on top. Oh my
Oh, that's
goodness,
awesome.
so delicious.
Yeah. And
Yep,
now, did you make the sourdough?
yep.
Oh, awesome. And you're back into it for
Yeah,
your
I am.
pause.
It's not quite. I haven't quite fed it enough to get it
Right.
strong enough. It still makes
Yeah.
decent bread,
Yeah.
but it doesn't quite have the rise that I'm looking for
Right.
yet. So
Okay. That's
yeah,
interesting.
so
No,
it's on the
that's
way.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm trying. So kimchi, and I know this because I did some presentation training with the team, and they had to do a presentation on something important to them. And
Okay.
one of the guys did it, and apparently, and I didn't know this, but in like Asian communities, they sell refrigerators with a kimchi drawer where you can
Yes.
make your own, right?
Yes.
Which I had no clue about.
I didn't know this either. We have a couple of Korean friends, and they have a fridge strictly for kimchi. They make their own, and this
Yeah,
is the kimchi fridge.
yeah,
And we haven't I haven't eaten much Korean food. We went out for Korean barbecue once with friends, and this was years ago. And all I
yeah,
thought was, what are these little dishes of cabbage sitting here for? And they
right.
don't taste like much.
Yeah,
But that was the first time, and I didn't really know what I was doing.
yeah.
But I'm just like, my mouth is watering just thinking
But
about
now
it.
you know. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
that's
Love
pretty
it.
awesome.
Okay,
No,
what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful that randomly our little store here puts crab on special and it's like $4 a pound less. So when they do, like sometimes down there, it's less expensive than buying hamburger meat, right? Like I mean, and
Ah,
granted, you have a lot of shells and crap with crab,
sure, sure.
but like so every time they do, I just buy. It's not on sale right now, but I ran to the grocery store today and I was thinking, oh, I have to watch, because every time it goes on sale and it's like, and there's access to seafood here, which was harder in Chilliwack, right? I
Definitely
mean,
harder.
it's not, but
It's
it is an
inland.
interesting thing. Well, that's just it. It's
Yeah,
it's not like they can walk to the ocean and get
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
right? But yeah, so that's my grateful.
That's a good
But
one.
yes, yeah, nope, it's a good one.
Yep.
Okay, so what do we want more of, Rox?
We want more happy hours. What do we want less of?
Oh, we want less bullshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want more of Chalupa's reflection in the mirror. It's like he's smiling over your shoulder.
yeah, that's funny. He's such a funny boy. But he sure loves it here, I have to say. I'm grateful for that. Like as
Oh,
soon as I open the doors in the morning, and I do it so the house, because we don't have air conditioning,
yeah.
so the house stays cool during the day. And he's out laying on his doggy bed. He just wants
Oh,
to be outside.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is really awesome.
Oh, that is
But
nice.
I'm grateful for my dome that I'm in today, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
a little hot to be in here too much in the past few weeks, but
Yeah.
this is a good temperature for it. Okay,
Good
well, you
spot.
guys all have a good weekend.
Great to see everyone. We'll see
All
you in
right,
a couple
talk to you
weeks.
soon. Okay, bye.
Bye.